My friends, we've got some crazy stuff happening the last few days. And as you know, we make the stories simple and easy and a little bit more fun, right? So let me tell you the 4 stories of today. So we got the New York City mayor elections, which shocked a lot of people. We also got Canada beefing with Indians, and Canada has been rejecting their visas. We also have a country that banned smoking for a whole generation, and we got a mayor who was shot in public in front of a lot of people. So yeah, wild stuff, guys. But also, I've been loving your support, especially with the longer videos. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're my friend, right? I'm gonna be honest. This is a little new to me, but you guys have been very supportive. Like, thank you. Like, I love you, my friend. Anyway, let's stop with the drama and the lovey-dovey stuff, and let's get started with the first story. So for the first one today, Zohran Mamdani won the New York City mayoral elections at only 34 years old. Like, he's actually the youngest in over a century. And he is also the first Muslim to ever become the New York City mayor. And my friend, like, the turnout was crazy because more than 2 million votes were cast for New York City for this election. Like, a lot of people went to vote. And he defeated Andrew Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa, but why am I talking about the New York City elections? Like, you know, I've been talking about countries and stuff. Like, why specifically New York City? Well, because it's been everywhere. Like, if you were on social media in the past few months, you probably saw Mamdani's face or like one of his videos, because he actually did not get donations from big corporations or anything like that. Like, he got donations from people, you know, like people like you and me. And he was posting videos on social media, and his videos were doing really well. Like, his videos have been great. I watched them myself and I'm like, wow, I kind of like that. But even with the donations, like, when he got enough money, he made a video telling people to stop donating to him. Like, when did you ever see a politician saying, don't give me your money? Seriously, like, I've never seen that. But actually, some people did not want him to win, including, for example, the current US president, Donald Trump. But why? Like, what crazy things did Mamdani want to do that Trump didn't want him to win? Well, let's see. Okay, so first of all, he wanted to freeze rent prices and make housing more affordable. Because if you don't know, rent prices in New York City are crazy. Like, they're wild. I remember there was a story about someone like renting basically like a tuna can sized apartment for like $2,000 or something. Like, it's wild. So yeah, he wanted to make it cheaper, and he also wanted to make cheaper or even free public transportation. Like, he wanted people to get around more easily. Okay, so far he's been trying to help people. I don't see why Trump would be against him, but let's see what else. Okay, he also wanted to introduce universal childcare and lower the cost of raising kids. And he wants to increase minimum wage to $30 per hour by 2030, and he wants to introduce programs that would make food more affordable. Like, okay, so far, honestly, so far so good. But then you're probably curious, why do some people like Trump, for example, not want him? Well, maybe one of the examples is that he wants to tax big corporations or people who get more than $1 million per year more taxes. Well, maybe that's why. Or maybe because he is Muslim. Maybe. Or maybe because he said that he would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu if he ever landed in New York City, because there is an arrest warrant on him that's set by the ICC. Also, maybe that's why Trump doesn't want him. Well, I don't know. But what we know is that he won the elections, and he's gonna be the 111th mayor of New York City. But my friend, the thing is, now is when it actually gets challenging, because the things that he wants to do are kind of hard. Like, you know, they're not cheap stuff, and I don't think he has a lot of support from people who got money, especially billionaires. Actually, I forgot to tell you that. Billionaires donated $22 million, but not to Mamdani. They actually donated it to Andrew Cuomo. Yeah, they spent a lot of money for Andrew Cuomo to win those elections, but yeah, he did not win. So anyway, yeah, it might be a little hard for Mamdani to do all those stuff, but we will see. Like, he actually did an amazing campaign on social media, and people loved him. And honestly, congrats to him, because it was an amazing campaign, and congrats to him for winning. So who knows? He might actually do all those things. We don't know, but at least so far from what we're seeing, he's a little bit for the people. He's for the people, right? He's not for the corporations. He didn't get any donations from them. So we will see. Like, hopefully it's going to turn out well. See what crazy thing is in the next story. So smoking is bad, and I know it, you know it, we all know it, but if you don't know, 7 million people die every year because of smoking related issues. Like, guys, that's a lot of people. So the country of Maldives, you know, the country with beautiful beaches, said, okay, enough is enough. We will permanently ban smoking. But you'd ask me, so they're gonna ban smoking for everyone? Like, what about the people who have been smoking for years? It'll be really hard for them to stop. And first of all, I love when you give me good questions. And to answer you, no, they're not going to be stopping it for everyone or people who already have been smoking, but they will ban anyone who's born after 2007 from smoking. So if you're born on January 1st, 2007 or later, you will not be able to buy anything that has tobacco in it. But if you're born on December 31st, 2006 or before, then sure, you can buy. But at least Maldives are doing that to be the first country in the world to have a generational tobacco ban. So yeah, the next generation will not be able to smoke or even buy any smokes. But what if there is a sneaky seller who's like, I don't care, I'll just sell people cigarettes, even if they're born after 2007? Well, those people will be punished badly, because the fine is 50,000 Maldivian rupiah, yeah, Maldivian, which is about $3,200. But what about vapes or e-cigarettes? Well, those are also banned. Those actually have been banned since last year. And if you're caught using a vape or even owning a vape, you'll be fined 5,000 rupiahs, which is about $320. So in the future, Maldives might be one of the few countries, maybe the only country in the world, that has no smoking at all. But actually, this is not the first time a country suggests doing something like this. For example, back in 2022, New Zealand passed a similar law, but then they removed it in 2023 after a new government came in and they were like, yeah, we don't want that law anymore. And we also have the UK, like the UK is thinking of a similar law, but for people who are born after 2009, but it's not final yet, it's not there. So basically the only country that will be fully enforcing a smoke ban now is the Maldives. But thing is, this is not just for residents, by the way. It even affects tourists. So if you're a tourist who's going there and you're born after 2007, you won't be able to buy any tobacco either. But now I want to ask you, my friend, like, do you think this ban is good? And do you think that other countries should do the same thing too? Like, do you agree with them or do you have another opinion? Let me know. And let's see what the next story has for us. So something crazy happened in Mexico because a Mexican mayor in a city called Uruapan in a state named Michoacan in western Mexico was killed, and he was only 40 years old. Guys, it was done in public. It was done during a celebration, like a festival. So it was the Day of the Dead holiday in Mexico, and that's the holiday where people remember people who have died by lighting candles and putting out marigold flowers and dressing with colorful face paint. So yeah, like the whole town was celebrating, and the mayor was also there. So while they were celebrating in the plaza, out of nowhere, a man with a gun appeared, and he fired 7 bullets at the mayor, and that's when people just started screaming and running away. So the mayor was hit, and apparently the mayor's bodyguard and a city council were also injured. And as for the shooter, the police was there, so they shot back at him and killed him. But then when they took the mayor to the hospital, he unfortunately did not make it. He passed away. But who could have killed him? Well, apparently the gun that was used on him was later found to be the same gun that was used by gangs in the same area. But why would that matter? Well, that state that he's in, like Michoacan, is one of the states with the highest gang crime, like, ever. And Menzo Rodriguez was like, okay, I'm not okay with that. And he was one of the few politicians in Mexico who wanted to end gang crime. And he wanted to end it by force. Like, he didn't want to be nice about it. Like, you know, and he even discussed it with Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum. But apparently they have different ideologies. Like, for her, she actually wants to fix the people and try to make them better, while he has the same ideology as El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, where he wanted to arrest all the gang members. And he said, like, I could use violence even. Like, apparently, he just wants to end the gang violence that were there. And obviously, gang members didn't like that, and they shot him, which is definitely messed up. And from what I read, he apparently had a lot of bodyguards with him, but for some reason that day, there weren't a lot. So, I don't know, but may he rest in peace. He was actually one of the people who tried to make Mexico better. Like, guys, say what you want about El Salvador's president, but people who are living there are actually happy. Like, they're happy that they caught the gang members who are in the country. So maybe that's the only way it works. I don't know. I'm just saying. And if you guys have another way to deal with gangs in different countries, let me know. Like, let me know in the comments. You might have a different ideology and I would love to know it. Anyways, let's see what the next story is. So if you're from India and you want to apply to study in Canada, well, good luck, buddy, because apparently Canada's rejecting a lot of applications from India. To be precise, they have rejected 74% of applications in 2025. And to know how much more it is compared to the past, like in 2023, they only rejected 32% of the applications. But now they're like, yeah, we're going to be rejecting a lot of applications from India, and they raised it to 74%. But why? Well, you're probably curious, right? Well, because I love you, I'll explain to you. So in 2023, Canadian immigration officials, like those are people who check if your papers are correct and make sure that everything is legit, they realized that 1,550 study permit applications had fake letters of acceptance. So basically, in order to come to Canada, for example, or to the US on a study permit, you have to have a letter of acceptance from a university saying that, yeah, we accepted the student. Yeah, so basically they had fake letters to get the visa. But that's not all, because in 2023, 700 Indian students were facing deportation because the college offer letters that they got were fake. But then it got worse, because in 2024, when Canada was like, okay, maybe I need to look deeper into this, you know, I need to actually check if the offers are fake or not, they realized that there were 10,000 applications with fake acceptance letters. So Canada was like, okay, we're rejecting a lot of students from India, I guess. And they rejected 74% only last year. So yeah, that was a lot. But you might be asking me, well, Omar, maybe Canada's just rejecting a lot of people from a lot of different countries, right? Ah, my friend, I love you and I love your questions. That's a good one, but no. Canada actually accepts a lot of people. For example, with China, Canada only has a rejection rate of 24%. Like, yeah, they accept a lot of students from China. And also from like other countries, Canada only rejects 40%. So compared to India, yeah, like India's is 73% or 74% this year. Like even Canadian universities are saying that Indian student enrollment dropped by like 2/3 over the last few years. And to add salt to the wound, India and Canada's relationship has been strained. Like it's not been the best recently. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen there. But yeah, if you're from India, don't give up. Still apply there if you have a real, like, you know, offer from a university. You will get in. You know, Canada's not rejecting everyone. They're just making sure that everyone has a real offer. And that's it for today, my friends. Yeah, don't forget to keep in touch. And how do you keep in touch? Well, maybe subscribe. That's why, because we're friends now, right? Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.